Good morning. So today we are going to discuss earthquake engineering third module, module 3. So in module 3 we are going to understand the seismic types of damages to the buildings and seismic code IS 1893 2016. Okay, so let me share this screen. So this in module 3 we have 8 sessions. So today we are starting with session 1. I'm Dr. Jyoti TK, Assistant Professor, Government Engineering College, Ramnagara. So we are going to understand the causes and types of damages to civil engineering structures during different earthquake scenarios. So what is the table of contents? Types of damages to buildings observed during the past earthquake. So we can see here government buildings suffered major damages. In these are the this slide shows various damages occurred in various countries and as well as in India. So here we can see that government buildings suffered major damage in Manipur earthquake. It is a report by IIT experts from Kanpur, Guwahati, Patna. So we have to learn from our previous failures and we need to correct the mistakes so that in future, whenever earthquake is hitting, we should take pressure. We need to understand what is required to rectify those mistakes. So in this you can see earthquake hit mining town in a total ruin, and Nepal earthquake that has happened a few years back. So all these things we should understand what are the reasons for these earthquake failures. Due to this earthquake, what are all damages that has occurred to the buildings, and we need to rectify and correct those mistakes to prevent future failures. So, earthquake waves. What is meant by earthquake waves? Earthquake waves is frequency of shaking of earth differs from for different seismic waves. A frequency of shaking differs for different seismic waves. We know that earthquake when the earthquake happens, the vibrations differs from place to place, right? So frequency of shaking differs for different seismic waves. We know that there are body waves, surface waves that you have studied in module 1. Body waves are nothing but P waves, S waves, and surface waves are love waves and relic waves. So the shaking is different for different seismic waves. High frequency body waves shake low buildings more. So if the frequency of body waves are more, so that will affect lower height buildings more. Low frequency surface waves shake high buildings more. Even a small shaking is enough for a high buildings to shake or undergo vibrations. Intensity of shaking also depends on type of subsurface material. What type of material we know that surface of the soil, I mean materials present, the quality of soil present in the foundation also plays a very important role. That's why we have to give us a good foundation. So foundation, soil bearing capacity of the soil, all this plays an important role. So that's why it is mentioned that intensity of shaking also depends upon the subsurface material. Unconsolidated materials amplify shaking more than rocks do. That it is very important to consolidate the consolidation. We know that in geotechnical engineering we have studied this consolidation, unconsolidation soil, consolidated soil. So all this, if it is not consolidated properly, even though if it is a soil, but its intensity will be more than the rocks do, because unconsolidation leads to settlement and that causes failure. So we should be extremely cautious to see that there should not be any unconsolidated materials. Buildings respond differently to shaking depending on the construction styles, materials. We know that masonry buildings response is different from RC buildings. RC buildings response to earthquake is different from steel structure. So it depends, and it also depends how you have constructed. Architectural aspects also plays an important role. If the openings is too much, and if there is no regularity in the building, if there is a if there is no uniform distribution of the mass, all these things plays an important role, and the buildings respond differently due to these stiffness irregularity, mass irregularity, then torsion irregularity. All these things plays a very important role, and also the type of materials which you are using also plays a very important role. If the material is not good, if the quality of the material is not good, if it is not up to the standard, so due to bad quality of materials also, for a low frequency earthquake also, sometimes the buildings will fail due to bad quality of materials. We know that in Japan and all, when there is a they use wood as a building material, and it because it is very flexible and it holds up well. And in Japan, the frequency of earthquake, it is a very earthquake prone area. Repeatedly earthquake will happen there. So what they do is they use wood so that it performs well during the earthquake. So other materials, as I told you, that earthen materials without any reinforcement are very vulnerable to shaking. So masonry structures are very vulnerable to shaking, as well as unreinforced concrete also very vulnerable to shaking. Next, so that we can see here, this is the building in Gujarat, Bhuj earthquake. So you can see here that there is a diagonal cracking. All the building, in all the floors, we can see that there is a diagonal cracking from the windows to the corner of the building. Everywhere it is the same. Even in the first floor, second floor, third floor, there is a shear cracking. That is, it is diagonal cracking extending from the window panel to the corner of the building. In all the windows, we can see this type of failure, right? And you can see that soft story failure, that is, since it is an apartment, there are the ground floor is provided with the open story. The columns are provided at the basement, which has failed. Few columns have failed. That also you can see in the picture. So as I explained you in the previous slide, shearing of RC column along with the horizontal shearing of MI during the earthquake. So we can see here that there is a failure here. 1 minute, I'll. So here we can see that there is a crack here. So what is the reason for this cracking is shearing of RC column. RC column is getting separated along with the horizontal shearing. There is horizontal shearing of MI during the earthquake. Similarly, we can see that diagonal cracking. Diagonal cracking in a diagonal manner, it is cracking, and it is in the form of a X. And you can notice this in all the floors. Right, and here also we can notice. Right, so this diagonal cracking of MI in MIRC building. Next is earthquake destruction. See, in this diagram, you can see that earthquake has massively damaged this building, but you can notice that ground floor is least damaged compared to the upper floors. The reason may be mass irregularity, mass distribution is not proper. That's why the building has all except the ground floor, the all other buildings, all other floors have collapsed. And you can also notice that top floor is also not severely damaged. So this shows that there is a not equal distribution of mass. That is the reason for this failure. Earthquake destruction, as we know that it happens due to ground shaking. So buildings that are not designed for earthquake load suffer more. So when you are designing a building, it is very important to consider earthquake loads. Otherwise, especially in the earthquake prone areas, we have to consider earthquake loads. If the buildings are, see, we can see here, let me show you. Here, these buildings are not damaged, whereas the buildings behind this, you can notice that this building has completely damaged. This building is, it has collapsed. It has collapsed in the sense, due to this earth shaking, the building has collapsed. So the reason may be they have not designed, they have not considered earthquake loads, so the damage is more. Whereas these buildings have are intact, not damaged. So this is the exercise failure of RC columns. You can see this this has happened during Bhuj earthquake in the year 2001. So here you can see that all steel columns, the column is exposed, the concrete has fallen down, and you can see the bending of steel. So it's but there is no failure of the building. The building, the columns have damaged severely. So the measurement, you can see that column failure, and there is a bending of steel. So this is due to strong beam. Beam is strong, but the column has failed. Everywhere you can see that in this diagram, that you can see that all beams are strong. Only the columns, everywhere column has failed. So this shows that it is failed due to strong beam but weak column. So here the same thing what I showed in the previous slide, same here, but you can see that the beam are intact. Only the column the columns have damaged. The concrete has sheared out, has come out. Only the steels are exposed now, and the steel has undergone maximum yielding. Due to its ductility, the building has not collapsed completely. So this shows this again. This is a failure of Bhuj earthquake in the year 2001, and this is also similar to that. This is again at the base of the column. The concrete has fallen down, and you can see the bending of the steel rods, but the column has not collapsed, so it is withstanding. So, and this is a soft story behavior. Soft story behavior is nothing but, you know, that if the column is weak and the beam is strong, what happens when the load is transferred from the upper floors and there is no closed wall also here. So what happens, all the load will come and fall on the column. And the usually what the failure here in this case was, the beam was designed for a higher strength compared to column. So the column has to carry the maximum load, so it is under severe stress. So due to that, you can notice that the column has failed. So this is soft story behavior because the column is more softer than the beam. and it is not closed by any walls, so all the loads has to be carried by the columns. So this type of behavior is known as what? Soft story behavior. This can be especially seen in apartments. So this is failure of beam column joints of RC frame due to earthquake forces. Again, beam column joint at the joint where the beams and columns meet, that joint of RC frame has failed due to earthquake forces. Again, it is a failure at the beam column joints of the bare RC frame model. And this is previous sketch what I showed you, that is a failure at beam column joints due to RC frame due to earthquake forces. So you can see that there is a crack at the joint where the column and beam meets. There you can notice that there is a cracks, and here you can notice that here we can see that this is the uh, test that was conducted in BMS college. You can notice that there is a wall. Below that they have provided a column without any wall at the below this wall. There is no wall here. So what happens, it is under tremendous stress when the load is applied, when the earthquake load is applied here. So this is a failure stage of MIRC frame with a open ground story. So this test was conducted by Dr. S. Raghunath to one of his PhD students. So that here you can notice that when there is a when the load is applied, earthquake load is applied here. So the columns, since it is open story, what happens? All the load of this wall has to be carried by these two columns, so it undergoes failure. Next is, this is a similar. You can notice that failure of MIRC building with open ground story. This is replicated here using a experiment. So here we can notice that here also the column has failed due to this open ground. Due to this open ground, whatever load, external load from all the floors, for example, from all these floors will come and fall on this column, all these columns. So the column has failed due to this open ground. There is no covering of the there is no wall in the ground floor. So what happens, all the load of this entire building has to be carried by these columns. So the column will be under severe stress and it will fail. Here it has failed. So this is a failure of MIRC frame building during Bhuj earthquake. You can notice that there is a crack from the column, from the window panel to the corner of the building, as I've showed you in the first slide. And this is a failure stage of the same, whatever failure we have observed in the Bhuj earthquake, that same failure we can notice when there is a failure stage of MIRC frame. This is a model, experimental model. Here also we can see the same failure as we have seen in the actual earthquake load. So these are the few diagrams, few pictures. So the students have to identify what type of damages are provided below and what are your comments on their structural performance. Thank you. Again, we'll discuss in the next session about a few more things about types of failure of buildings during the earthquake. Thank you.